Up.
Up.
Well, that sounded pretty NASA-like. I thought you said ignition for a moment.
Igniskin.
Steve, I think you're the official counter downer now.
All right.
043.
Is it? I don't even know what the word is. Is it Niskin or Niskim?
It is
We'll
a
get a
Niskin. That's funny. It wasn't that long ago. I had my first science cruise. The boss said, help the guys put those Niskins on. I'm like, what's a Niskin? So they're like, oh my God, you're green, aren't you?
Yeah, I imagine there's not much use for Niskins in some of the work you were doing before that.
No. CTD though, always got a built-in Seabird on the vehicle. Not always, but usually. Real-time correction for the USB out.
Mm.
So we're gonna get another one, Taylor Ann, at the last one at what depth?
100 meters.
100 meters, roger.
Will you collect shallower ones by hand too after the dive?
Yeah, so I have a 1.7 liter Niskin bottle that I fire by hand. I'm sure a lot of you have seen me struggling with getting it to actually fire. But I put some more weight on the end of the Niskin to help keep it vertical so that my messenger weight that gets sent down can smack the right button at the right time at the right angle so it'll close.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes today.
I think you need a wider messenger weight. That'll pop it more regularly.
Yeah.
Where do you do this from?
I do it on the side of the starboard side of the ship. Next to where the wet lab is.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's fun.
I gotta try to catch it this time.
Yeah, you can help me.
When are you gonna do it?
I'll let you send the messenger down.
All right. It's a lot of responsibility.
No, it's okay. Make sure it's secured to the line so it doesn't fall off.
When do you do it? Right after the dive or after you get the samples off the ROV?
Yeah, I'll try to do it after the dive. We'll see. I know we have a lot of samples to process, so it might need to be ready to help. But I can try to get it. If I can fire it pretty quickly, then.
Well, I got my own checklist to get through up here first. And then.
Yeah, we'll see. If not, I'll be doing more throughout the cruise that you can help with. I try to do them at the beginning and end of each dive.
Cool.
Erica, what are we seeing in the water column here? Looks like.
Yeah, I was just going to change my view so I can see it better. I was looking at the quad. Now I'll transfer to the other. I hope we can see some fish. So we're seeing some chaetognaths or arrowworms. I've seen a larvation. These are larvation houses or sinkers, these web-like mucus structures that once the larvation is done spinning, it's not spinning, but making that web and collecting the food, they will dispose of it. And I think they do about at least one house a day, mucus house a day. Let's see, what else are we seeing? Some shrimp, some maybe siphonophore or ctenophore. A lot of gelatinous organisms in this depth range. Where are we? We're at 380 meters or so. I expect to see some more pyrosomes when we get shallower.
They ever
Seems
figure
like
out
there's some krill in there, right?
why did those things invade the West Coast when it was last year, was it? They were just like everywhere on the beach.
I think they come in warm weather,
Mm.
warm currents.
I saw a lot last night out, off a shift at 4 a.m. Looking off the side of the ship, it was just tons and tons of pyrozones.
Oh,
Yeah, and it wasn't last year. We saw a lot on the seafloor.
Mm.
Actually, they make their way down there. There were so many.
they were all over the
We
beaches
saw
in
some
the
crabs.
Pacific Northwest too.
Mm.
Yeah, they'll wash up too
Yeah.
on the beach. We occasionally get
We
phone
certainly
calls from the
saw.
public. There are strange things washing on the beach. There's something wrong. It's like, no, that's a natural event.
Was that, did you get the same in Monterey as well?
Maybe not at the same time you saw in the Pacific Northwest, but occasionally we'll get them, washing up on beaches. And with this warm
Yeah,
blob that we've experienced over the last few years, they've become a little more frequent.
yeah, we've seen them all over the Central Coast beaches with beach watch surveyors reporting them and photographing them in large numbers.
So did they associate with that with like La Nina or El Nino or some particular weather event or?
Yeah, the warm water
I don't
years,
know.
so both El Nino and other, so anomalous marine heat waves, so the blob and things that seem to be associated with kind of any warm water event.
That is a new, that's not historical to have that happen like in those amounts.
Oh, I think so. I think they come and go with the warm water. I don't think it's a new phenomenon.
But we have had more marine heat waves kind of stacking up on top of each other. With El Nino's kind of a normal oscillation, but then adding the blob marine heat waves to that, we've had some longer extended marine heat wave periods since 2014. So we have seen some changes, like the pelagic red crabs. They used to only come up to Southern California, as far as I have heard, in warm water years, and they seem to be kind of a constant resident these days.
Uh-huh.
I think Lisa Linux on. I don't know if you have anything to say on that, Lisa, on the science chat, or Erica.
I was just looking up some information on them. They typically occur in tropical and temperate waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Ocean, and they actually vertically migrate. I didn't realize that.
I think they are one of the expansion stories of warmer water species moving farther north, not only in kind of eruptive warm water years, but kind of making a little bit of ground.
They're sort of raining down right now. That's what it looks like. We're just moving up through them. They're actually colonies. They're comprised of millions of smaller individual zooids. And each individual colony is about 17 millimeters long, or a little over half an inch. And they're embedded in a gelatinous tube. So if you touch it, it is sort of rigid and hard, but it's got this jelly-like substance to it.
They remind me of those kind of old school rubber finger covers that you would use to change pages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very
Instead
specific.
of having to lick your finger.
Finger gloves.
You mean bugles?
Yep.
Bugle.
Bugles.
My kids were totally using them for finger gloves.
They're kind of knobby on the outside.
And they can produce light. They have luminescent organs on either side of their incurrent siphons. So when they get disturbed, they create a bluish light.
I'm gonna
And it can last from 5 to 30 seconds. I didn't know that.
I'm gonna iris down just to see what they look like with less intense light. It's a little more detail.
Oh, neat. I was just going to ask if you ever do any lights off kind of studies where you're looking at bioluminescence or anything like that.
Yes, we had a low light camera from Brennan Phillips' lab at URI when we were in Revilla Higueto, and we did do some all or most lights off tests, and I got some really beautiful shots of bioluminescence and also just some creatures that we were able to disturb less without having our lights on and everything, although Herc was still as loud as Herc is, but wasn't bothering them with the lights at least.
So I'm reading a little more about this. The individual zooids are embedded in this tube, and they use ciliary action to pump jets of water into this cavity of the tube, and it creates a jet flow they use for locomotion. So I guess that's how they vertically migrate. It's amazing all the adaptations that these critters in the deep sea or even in this shallower part of the ocean they have just to move around. That's a big larvation house sinking down.
Come a little faster there, Jake.
And the last one's at 100 meters, is that right?
Yep, 100 meters.
Okay. Nice.
The temperatures really come up a lot. 8.7 degrees Celsius, where we were at, what, 1.8 down at the bottom?
Yeah, so that temperature is very similar to what was coming out of those vents. I don't know if you just said that. I'm sort of catching up. I was doing some typing. So Chad was mentioning that, you know, the 50-degree water or so in the shallow water was matching what was coming out of the deep flank hydro system.
You ready, Steve? Ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Niskin.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Up. Okay, make sure all of our toys are put away for starboard box closed, front box closed. Mongo happy, Craft is happy. I'm gonna leave the camera back this time, and Jake can bring his camera up. Getting ready to bring this thing on the deck.
Thanks again for another successful dive.
Thank you for the opportunity from everyone here. We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
So the next time we'll see all of us on the same shift, we'll be at the Octopus Garden or Octopus Spa, collecting some of our equipment that we stuck down last year. Some temperature loggers and oxygen probes. So that'll be fun trying to find those again, but I know with our trusty navigator, Rennie, we will find them.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. They're very small and it's very deep water.
You can turn off all the lights now, Jake.
We've
I have
seen you
faith.
all work miracles, so we
Start with her.
have faith. Wow, Pyrosome.
Pyrosome party.
This is, I guess, what I was seeing in
Yeah.
the morning.
Pyrosome palooza.
Yeah, this is a notable number for sure.
All right, Jake, you ready to come all stop at 50?
Yep, I'll stop.
Roger that.
Whoa.
Check, Van.
Yep.
Roger that. Ready to go up.
Be fun to swim through those.
Yeah. Well, thanks all. Great teamwork, and we'll see you at midnight. I will kind of step off so you all can sort out surface.
Thanks
All
again.
right. Thanks, Kirsten. I'll
Thanks,
do the
Kirsten.
same soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
There you are, dead center.
It's funny, it's right. It's correct that way. It's just not correct that way.
Yeah. It just bounces, I think, to the
So
transducer
bizarre.
head. Yeah, it's really strange. I like Paul's method of getting closer to it. He kind of was like leaned down and
What side was Paul on? The left? Ooh,
yeah, he was on the left.
contact.
Let me know if you need any adjustments, but it seems like it's okay.
What's that?
Let me know if you need any ship adjustments, but I think we're okay.
And I guess touch the ship there.
Yeah.
Hmm? What? Oh. Yeah, I'll save our viewers.
Yeah, the era before Mark, otherwise known as BM. We're still streaming. Happy? Okay. Bridge nav.
I think that was an executive decision by Ed.
Hold position. Thank you.
How'd you know I came off of Argus for the
I shut it off too. The HD
Oh,
cam.
you shut it off. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to tell you to stop the mesos. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Meso off.
Yeah.
Oh, you want it back on?
Yeah, turn your Argus meso
Oh.
back on. Yeah. Okay, so they're both on now.
Okay.
So then,
What's this process? Stop there. And then you turn them on.
think I'll let him work it out at the expense of being wrong and him making fun of us. At the expense of him us. Yeah, you can tell. Sorry, I thought he was already aware there was one wrap, and we were just deciding on the way. Copy. I think so. No. That's visualized, yeah, especially with the wrap stuff we've had. Not bad. Hour and a half from their schedule, right? Yeah, I was looking at the weather. Comes up, it comes up. Both wind and swell at the same time. Yeah. I hope that if we find one, we'll find the others just based off of range and bearing. You know, once we get the offset or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. They're over a bit starboard. I don't know if that. I guess it's easier for them to see the. Okay, USBL stopped. Weird. Yeah. Taylor Ann, what kind of samples you got back there?
Yeah, we got quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't have the sheets already. I passed them off to Steve, but we got some worms. We got some bones. I think they got like a vertebra and a
smelly.
jawbone.
Smelly samples.
I think an auditory bone.
Oh yeah, they try to age the.
Yeah, and trying to think what else. Yeah, got a few worm, some ossidax and some other type of worm. Sponges. I think maybe a coral or two.
Copy that. Mm.